I, like Mr. Rouser, also want to thank the chairman and the ranking member for recognizing former chairman David Scott. What a tremendous, amazing, and Mr. LaMalfa earlier. We lost two of the mentors on this committee who showed us all how it should be run, and we'll miss them, but we take forward the way that they worked on this committee. Secretary Rollins, thank you for being here today. I also want to thank you for your visits to Mississippi. They mean so much. I want to begin by thanking you and President Trump for putting American farmers back at the center of our agricultural policy. Farmers across Mississippi appreciate President Trump's commitment to strengthening the farm economy and ensuring agriculture remains a priority. I also appreciate your leadership at USDA and your work to implement the President's agenda on the behalf of the American producers. I also want to pat the chairman and this committee in getting $10.5 billion in assistance to our farmers a year and a half ago, and the President following up with another $10+ billion. That was so important to do because our farmers are really struggling with input costs, with bad markets and all those things. So I thank y'all for all the improvement. Mr. Rouser stole my thunder on the Great American Cotton Plan, and you articulated that, but that is also so important to states like Mississippi. So I just want to thank you for your hard work in that. Turning to another challenge facing producers in Mississippi, our state has experienced a series of drought conditions over the last several years. Cattle producers in particular have seen tremendous losses in forage and hay production as a result. Congress passed some very positive enhancement to the livestock forage program in the Working Families Tax Cut Act. Can you update the committee on the status of implementation of these changes to the LFP program?
Yes, we are getting very close to being taking that to conclusion. Of course, the new reference price is going to affect this fall. A lot of those working family tax cut programs have really have moved out and have made a tremendous difference to the country. I think that's why you see a lot more people going back to work. But specific to that program, we're really close on that. If you want to follow up with me directly, we'll give you exact timeline.
Absolutely, Secretary. And as USDA works to deliver these improvements, I also want to touch on the role of the Farm Service Agency. The vital role of FSA cannot be overstated. As the most farmer-facing agency with offices in nearly every county across the country, FSA is key to helping producers make operational decisions. With the monumental changes made to the farm safety net last summer, the agency's support is even more important. Has FSA been adequately staffed and equipped to meet the needs of our producers and swiftly implement these provisions?
I can't, again, to your point, overstate the importance of these FSA offices. There's no doubt there is room for efficiency. It is congressionally, it is statute that there has to be an office in every county, so no offices have closed, even though I think the congressman from Massachusetts mentioned there were office closures. But we are really digging in this year. I visited multiple FSA offices, sitting down with the teams that are in there. I've thanked them because some of them are operating at 50, 60% of the staff that they had before we came into office. And so I will recognize there is room for improvement. We are working really hard to get that improved. And what I will say, and this is true for anyone, Republican or Democrat, if you have specific FSA offices that are saying, we're weeks behind, we cannot get this funding out without more help, what we'll do is we've been moving around in Nebraska with the fires. We relocated some FSA offices from non-fire parts of the state of Nebraska to where the fire hit the most for our producers, and while we're restaffing.
Secretary Rollins, I'm a veteran, and I love it when people who haven't served want to talk about what we do and don't for our veterans. I don't like it when veterans who don't deserve benefits get benefits that they don't deserve because it takes away from those who actually deserve it. I feel the same way about our SNAP program. The fraud and abuse that was rampant in some areas, that took away from the well-deserving. So they got less of what they needed because someone who didn't deserve anything was getting fraud, SNAP benefits. So I just really want to thank the administration for tightening up the shot group on this stuff, for making sure that anyone who deserves benefits gets as much SNAP benefits as they can, to have the nutrition benefits for their children and their families, and that we're taking away from those who are illegally getting these benefits, who are getting double benefits or improperly using them. So thank the administration and you, Secretary Rollins, for tightening up that shot group and making sure the people that need it most get more. With that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
May I respond in my 12 seconds? The red states that shared their data with us, That's where we found the 200,000 dead people, the 500,000 people receiving more than one benefit. These are in the red states that have the tighter controls than the blue states. Can you imagine the fraud in these blue states once we can access the data and figure out how to make this program better? It's going to be stunning.